Hello, and I have gotten a rock. Um, this was a gift to me from my boyfriend. My boyfriend came home from like a little fishing trip, and he was like, "Yo, I got you a rock," and I was like, "Yo, sick." Um, so when I got this rock, I really wanted to paint it. Well, I didn't really. I wanted to do something with it. I do have like a rock collection. I've never painted on a rock before, but this one was just like too perfectly like smooth and flat. So I already did like a little doodle, as you can see. It's a little potato guy with a heart and that's it, I guess. He just has like two little arms, a face, and a little heart that he's holding. Um, but I wanted to sketch out some other ideas and see where that leads me. So most of this is me sketching in the first half. This first sketch is kind of a twofer because I did the guy holding a little heart thing, and this one it would be like the flip side of that would be um obviously one's a happy little guy holding the heart, the other one is a little angry little guy flipping you off. So that is where that comes from. This next one, oh God, what was it? This one was like just a dude. I'd like to do like little weird face cartoony drawings. Kind of semi disturbing almost in a way. Big, like weird, unblinking eyes. A lot of them with like really oddly shaping heads. And I don't really see them as like. I wrote Bean Boys somewhere on there, but I don't really see them as like beans. I see them more so as like people that are weird looking. He does kind of look like a frog though, which I kind of dig. And then this is me getting to like know the rock a little bit more. I'm like, you'll see me pick it up a lot and like touch it and just try to get the general vibe of this rock. I think when going into this, I really wanted more so like a rock friend versus like a painted rock. Like I wanted to make like a pet rock. So but I wasn't closed off to the idea of doing a scene, so I think this one is where I sketched out like a little girl on a moon to like kind of follow the shape of said rock. And like that would have been great and all, but like that's a lot of time and energy I don't want to put into it right now, especially knowing that I'm going to be dealing with acrylics for this whole project. So I hate acrylics. I have them mostly because like in school for some reason they want me to have them, probably because they're cheap. They're cheap, like, oh, everybody can buy acrylics thing, which I appreciate that a teacher not saying, hey, go buy like a whole set of like oils. But I have more oils. Like for me it's an inconvenience, for anybody else probably not. This guy, if I remember correctly, starts off as um like a wonky face. I wanted just like a more wonky, like sideways face. But he quickly turns into like an eldritch horror. With multiple like look at the little fit. Like it was a cute little wonky face. But it just was not great. I fucking I I'll erase that nose that I just drew that you could not see. And the mouth, and then I'll start just adding eyes in a second here. Um, just a lot of eyes. I think I even add like a bird beak. It made like a little bird creature, um, which is cool. I like the bird. In fact, I really like the bird because I think right after I'm done with this, I go ahead and go with that bird beak looking thing at first. Yeah, so I start drawing a bird guy, but then it turns into more so just a guy, like I don't know, like a really, another really weird face. Um, this one I almost, like, I didn't like it when I first did it, but like looking back at it, I kind of love it. Um, Glad I didn't go with it because it's a little bland. It's just a little bit too boring. This one is not anything. This has nothing to do with the rock. This one is just a doodle. I got a little bit distracted and had fun drawing a little bit of some weird faces. So I drew another weird face, but not in the shape of the rock. This is the last one. And I know I said I didn't want to do like a scene and I wanted more like a pet creature, and that does kind of go with this, but I turned it into a seal. Like the whole shape of the rock kind of fit as a seal, and like that's a really cute idea, but I wanted it more to be like a rock that is like an alive rock, like a rock with a face. Um, which is what I end up going with. I show you guys that I really like that one there, which I decided to name Kyle, and the little angry guy. It was a toss up, but I decided to go with Kyle just because he was a little bit more interesting, a little bit more fun. I tried to erase this fucking rock. It didn't. It worked sort of. Like the pencil markings are not totally gone, but it was kind of there still. It was kind of frustrating to deal with, to be honest. I tried drawing on this rock with this mechanical pencil and it was just eating the lead and I didn't like that and you could barely see it and it was just not worth it. So I'm trying to think about what I'm going to do, and then I realize I have some really cheap watercolor pencils because I love colored pencils. I'm never going to use them, the watercolor variant of them. So I go grab those and I'm testing them and I grab a blue, which my dumbass thought might show, and it does show, but like almost worse than just a plain old lead does. Instead of grabbing like a fucking yellow or white, my dumbass grabs a dark color. And then I grab a pink, which is a light color. Fair enough. And I just keep like sketching, keeping in mind my original sketch here. Even though I do make a few changes from the original sketch. I think in a second here, my camera actually turns off, which is super, super cool. And I don't get all of my full sketching of this rock, but I do notice it before I start painting. So I got my paints out. I got my little palette that I do not wash because I want a satisfying peel video at some point. Even if I don't record it, I just want some ASMR moments for myself, you know? Painting this rock white. Pretty much everything's gonna be white, except for the beak. The beak's going to be yellow. I hate acrylics. This wasn't too bad. But I do hate them. They're okay. They're my least favorite medium. I've never really known which one. I think it's medium, but I've never really known which, and I kind of alternate between. It's like when you don't know someone's name. At least that's what I do when I don't. I rotate through like similar names. If they don't correct me on it, it's their fault. Um, I have a, I draw a lot, and I have a few different, like, depending on how I feel, I draw like anime, and I like drawing traditionally, like more technically like Renaissance-esque pieces, like serious pieces, in quotation serious. But I like having fun too. And I like my goofy, wacky, weird faces that I draw, my doodles. Oh, look at me being super frustrated that I fucked up that eye and can't get it off because it's a fucking rock. Oh, and then I go grab my yellow and it's dried out and I get frustrated. And then I grab a canary yellow, which I'm very unpleased about because it is not as pigmented as the normal yellow. But it'll have to do. And then I pulled this 3-week water jar that I use for painting and open it and stir it up, and I realize how fucking nasty that is, and then I don't change it for the whole video. Another bright thing that I decided to do was not paint the beak white first and then just go in with yellow. I do paint it over with white after it dries, but not my brightest moment for sure. And this is when I realized, shit, could have just used these Posca pens? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I could have, but is it as opaque as the other one? I flip it back and forth for like 5 minutes. And this is when I realized I don't know where the fuck my black one is, and I'm looking for it. Sorry for the camera jiggles. I have a shitty setup right now, and I will fix it in the future. And I'm also sorry for this whole angle, this whole situation that you're looking at. It's a mess. I understand. Next time it will not be such. So I do find my black Posca pan. It was directly in front of me. And I add eyelashes to that one to hide the fuck up that I did earlier. I really like this more like graphic. I don't call it my doodle art style when I just doodle garbage. But it's the thick lines that I really enjoy, and it makes it really fun and aesthetically pleasing for me, at least. So this was actually really fun to do all these like thick outlines. As you can see on those eyes, I add eye bags because I do kind of fuck up on them. Which is fine. I'm trying to get better about like not being so perfectionist when it comes to art. So it was kind of nice just to do this silly project on a rock that I could just wash off if I really hated it. And then I add eyelashes for some reason, which at that point it stops turning in from like it stops being Kyle, which I originally named it when I did the sketch, and it turns into what I feel like is more of a Sarah. Like Sarah feels right for them. And I think Sarah could be like Kyle's sibling. Either, I don't know if it would be old. I don't know if Sarah gives like older sibling vibes or like maybe even a cousin of Kyle. But they look too much alike to be cousins unless something's yeah. But I do think this is more of a Sarah, and then I add some white strokes underneath the eye for some reason. And I think it was to hide the watercolor pencil that was left behind, which is I kind of like the watercolor that was left behind, the pencil. And I think in a moment here I might go grab some paints to add some pink back in because it is missing some color because it's just black and white, and it's going to be yellow once I like fix it. I definitely spent some time looking and scrounging around my little art drawers trying to find some paints here. Definitely takes a little bit too long, but I am very disorganized. Everything is just kind of thrown into the drawers. It's semi-organized. I have like my paints and my colored pencils in separate drawers, and then I have like my sketchbooks in a different one. But it took me for fucking ever to just make a simple pink. I don't know what's wrong with me. I really wanted a certain pink, and it took me forever. I wish I added a little bit of purple, like a nice light purple. Don't know if I actually have said light purple, but I think it would have been pretty nice. Just a little bit in there. So I'm just going through adding like these little pink spots underneath the eyes, and I think I add some to like the eyelashes. And then I make eyelashes with the pink, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's said and done, and there's nothing I can do about it. And this is when I think I do the beak, and the beak was just painting it yellow. This beak was okay. This whole art project was okay. It's not exactly what I wanted it to be, but it's good enough, I think. I kind of wish it was more Kyle and less Sarah. Sarah's cool. Sarah's a cool person, I feel like. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like Kyle's cooler though. And I ruined my Posca pen. But that's it, like, we're done here. I think they look beautiful for the most part. Again, I wish I did a little bit different, but they're done. I painted a rock. I made a rock friend. As far as what I'm gonna do next time, don't know. Could be digital art, could be something similar to this. But if you kind of like the general vibe, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I fucking hate saying that. I don't know if I'll continue to say that shit, but maybe. Anyways, peace out.